Hello and welcome to In the Court of the Wenton King. Future days we're doing. I was stuck in a traffic jam earlier in the week, in the hot weather actually. It's been a mixed week for weather, but this was hot weather and it was great because I had this on. And I looked out the window and it seemed very profound. I could see the detail at the side of the road and all the bits and dirt and stuff at the side of the road. It was very meaningful.
It had a meaning to the weather.
Yeah, listening to this. This is the other essential one. It's not an ambient album, but it's very much in that direction. It's difficult not to use that word. It's the first time they're comparable to Tangerine Dream at all. And really what it is, that I think they've grown up, which is kind of good bad in a way. I mean, it's different, they've changed, but you know, everyone's going to miss the good old craziness. It is more subtle, it's more the texture thing and less band playing. It's also less scary though, and less extreme. It doesn't go as far. It's actually an easier listen in a sense, and it's positive. There's a positivity to it, positive outlook, which is very strange. There aren't many albums like that. That's an interesting one. That's very different to Tago Mago, which is quite dark. I think the problem is really it's very difficult. It's the kind of stuff that's very difficult to review. Without resorting to John Anderson type stuff, rhetoric. You know, it's like delineated dodo wing journeying further into the infinite softness of clouds. And if you read any reviews about this album, that's the kind of thing you're going to read, really, because that's kind of what it is. But I think it's a summer album. Tago Mago is the winter album, this is the summer album, despite the cover, because the cover isn't very summer. So that's interesting. So lots of textures, 40 minutes of textures.
Yeah, I kind of agree, it's a bit summery. I actually got a vibe of sort of early Santana at some point, which I thought that would be controversial.
Went a bit Latin.
Yeah,
you're right, yeah.
Which always feels quite summery, Woodstocky to me. It feels more self-aware now, sort of. There's things going on there which are obviously there, which are put in the mix to sort of be maximum attention sort of thing. It doesn't feel like they're kind of jamming like Tago Mago or whatever. It definitely feels, I don't know if you can construct music like this.
Yeah, but there's a process there somewhere, isn't there?
There's something going on, well, we need to change this, we need this, and if we did this would be kind of cool. Which is, I don't know if it makes it particularly better, it definitely makes it different.
Yeah.
It's weird, I prefer the sort of, the more natural jamming
sound of a band.
Yeah.
I prefer
not generally, I actually appreciate music that is well crafted and well structured, for a specific purpose. But in this particular instance, I actually think I prefer Tago Mago, which it just feels more natural.
Yeah. It's more real. It's real.
Yeah.
It's visceral.
Yeah.
It's true.
I think there is a flaw on the album. There's 4 songs, and although the first 3 you can't call them short, but they're the shorter ones.
Yeah.
Not quite sure, and then you've got this big one at the end, which actually think epic. There is epic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get to the epic because the epic's going to be epic. And it's not.
It's not. You're right. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not my favourite track.
No, I agree. I'll turn it off.
Oh, in fact, you don't need to hear all of it.
No. Well, so, it just changed quite dramatically about halfway through. And the first half sounds very homemade, and this is what I mean by self-aware. There's like this. I tell you what it sounds like. I mean, I've heard some demo tapes. Someone who's put some music together. A friend of ours, and you can tell it's rough around the edges, and there's ideas there, but it's not. It's hard to get at it, and it almost feels a little bit like that.
That's interesting. Well, I believe, allegedly, how these stories get sort of exaggerated or they get twisted, but I think it's Bel Air, that big track, is the one where the aircon broke in the studio, and basically they were just breathing in weed, and it was like, wow, and that's what came out of it.
Right.
Whether that means
you've got to smoke copious amounts of weed to get on the same level and enjoy the track.
Yeah, or not. But maybe that informs it a bit, and that's why it's got the summariness, and it doesn't go. It doesn't have any danger like Hallelujah and all that stuff, which was frightening, and whatever it was called. But it's hard to define. I think is the problem, really. It is more subtle than Tago Mago. It is a more subtle vibe. The emotions are more subtle. Yeah, can people on drugs with the aircon broke be subtle? No, that's not what I mean. But a frippism is talking about how the music plays through you. It's just about something happening naturally in whatever place they were at, and they will be in a sort of malaise. Maybe is a strong word at that point in their career where they've been successful now, but they're not up there successful, and it's like, well, okay, well, what, and maybe that's part of the feel of the album. So it's relaxed, but it's not really any less urgent than Tago Mago. But it is a very relaxed album. What I do like is obviously the fact that they've moved very quickly. It's only 2 years, remember, I think less than 2 years between Tago Mago and Future Days, and it's that thing of Please Please Me is 1963, Rubber Soul is 1965. That's that long. That is astonishing, and there's a bit of that here, and this is that moment. And bands, they only do it once, where they move really quickly, and obviously they're under pressure, and that moment, that spark of creativity makes them move. And you look at how the time between it just doesn't fit with the rest. And the next album is 4 years, and they sound the same. And I love the way that's almost a contradiction in that it's still the same band doing the same thing. It still sounds like Camp, and yet different. That's like the ultimate progression, isn't it? That's what they should do, and that's what I think they failed to do on Eggy Bamiasi.
Funny enough, I mean, when I listened to this first time, I was like, I enjoyed it. But I was like, I'm not going to want to listen to that again.
It's a lot.
Yeah, well, but the interesting thing is I've listened to it every day this week.
Yeah.
And fatigue didn't really set in apart from when you got a few minutes into Bel Air.
Right, yeah.
Then I started thinking, okay.
You know what's coming, and it's going to take a long time to come.
Whereas, we've talked about Nurse with Wound in the past. You can't listen to Salt Mary Celeste one day after the other.
Yeah. Because you'd be mad.
Yeah.
It'd send you mad.
It would send you mad.
It's really influential, and I think more so than Tago Mago and the other one. You can hear Radiohead have listened to this. The second half period. Well, it's not second half anymore, is it? But most of Radiohead now. But G'day and onward, they've definitely listened to this album. Definitely. So obviously Radiohead fans think they invented that and old music. Damo Suzuko, the vocalist, it's his last album. I think he actually went off in a huff, and I think they actually toured this without him, and other band members took over vocals. But I think actually they did something quite different, which is good. But that's a really important part of Can, is those vocals. You listen to Tago Mago for the first time and you think they don't care about the vocals, it's just someone shouting. But actually, it's an instrument like any other, and unlike all songs ever, he doesn't get a solo. Just like all the other instruments don't get a solo. It's just the texture and the sound and everything together in a band. And if people genuinely say I don't like solos, I like the band all to play together, that's what it is. That's it. Success. And I think the vocalist should get a lot of kudos for that, of not working out a song and doing that. Although Moonshake is almost a song. It's like they've come up with the idea and they've just jammed it and kept it nice and loose, but in there is a melody. It's almost a pop song, almost. And it is only one idea. A lot like stuff on Eggy Bamiasi, it's only one idea, but it's only 3 minutes. So that's all right.
Yeah.
We also haven't bigged up the drummer. We should do that as well, because that's a huge part of the sound as well, is this guy, he's got that very loose groove. Is really the familiar sound on all of the albums, isn't it?
Yeah. I have appreciated the drums always, actually.
Psi symbol, Greek psi, the pitchfork. I'm sure there's Americans think it's the sign of Satan or something, and it's using quantum mechanics. I think Schrodinger's Gubbins uses that symbol. I think the next album has a song called quantum mechanics or something, I think. It's really interesting. Is there something in that in the music? I don't know, maybe.
Something quantum.
You could write a paper about that if you liked. We're not going to, but you could if you want. Yeah, so what do you think of Moonshake? What's your take on Moonshake?
It's the song before Bel Air, which is quite pleasant.
Yes. I mean, we should say Moonshake, although I said it's poppy, there's some proper feedback, noisy guitar solo in the middle of it. It's kind of like a guitar solo, because it's almost like a song. There's some guitar noises in the middle, which are really cool. But yeah, Bel Air means they're happy now. And do happy musicians make good music? Do they have to suffer? Do they have to be so unhappy to make good music? And it does seem sometimes that that's true, unfortunately, sadly. But yeah, Eno can get lost, because this is Ace. It's actually not ambient in a way, only because Eno kind of defined it. It's a band playing, isn't it? But this is so much better than that stuff for me. It's great.
Yeah.
I expected to give this the same. I expected to say, well, this is a yin and yang Tago Mago. And when I got this about 10 years ago maybe, and certainly at the time I thought, oh, this is great. And then I felt it was as good as Tago Mago. I don't like it as much now, so I'm only going to give it 4 eggs. I think that works. Tago Mago is 5, Iggy Bamiasi is 3, this is 4. And that gives you enough information. Maybe really Iggy Bamiasi is 3 and this is 4.62.
Yeah, I agree. 4 eggs.
So yeah, what the fuck next? It may be time to travel to Canterbury soon. I'll have to buy a couple of CDs to do that, actually, I must confess. But shall we do Track Mask first?
Oh, God.
I want it on. I want to watch your response to it playing. People keep asking. They want us to do it.
Track Mask replica.
It's a double L.
Yeah, okay.
Yay!
Oh, God.
Yay! So see you next week.